Hello friends, let's learn chapter 3 heat today. Now see, you know that there are plant fibers and there are animal fibers. Plant fibers we get from the plants such as cotton and jute, flax, hemp, while animal fiber we get from sheep and goat and some other animals, right? And we use these fibers to make clothes for us, and wool, it gives warmth to us. Now in summer we feel hot inside the house. In winter we feel cold. There is an activity given here. We are learning chapter 3 heat today, and there is an activity where you have to check what feels cool and what feels hot. So here, ice cream, cold, spoon in a teacup, so it will be hot or warm because the tea is hot. Then fruit juice and handle of a frying pan. You know all this very well. Handle of a frying pan will be of plastic or ebonite, and you will not feel hot the handle, but all the other things, if it is ice cream or fruit juice, other things, it is cold. Now see, we are going to learn about touch only, and there is an activity given here. There are 3 utensils given to you. See, what you have to do is, in one vessel, in one utensil or one tub, you have to take cold water, in other one hot water, and the third one warm water. So it has to be mixed, the hot and cold. So one has to be really hot, then other one cold, and then the third one is not so hot or not so cold. So first you have to put your one hand in the cold water and then other hand in the hot water, and then you have to remove both the hands and put them into the medium water, and you need to observe what is happening. Okay, so you will feel, once you do this experiment, you will feel that the cold hand, the hand that was in your cold water, when you put it in that normal water, it will feel warm. The warm one will feel cold, and then when you put both the hands in the normal water, you just check what is happening to your hand. Let's see what Bujo is saying. Bujo is saying, my left hand tells me that the water in the mug C is hot, and the right hand tells me that the same water is cold. What should I conclude? Right? C. A reliable measure of the hotness. Reliable measure of the hotness of an object is called temperature. And here in this chapter we are going to learn about 3 or 4 different types of thermometers. Actually, if you will check the internet, you will see many types of thermometers. Okay, you will see many thermometers, and I have also found out something for you. Yeah, see, the doctor uses a thermometer to measure the body temperature, which is known as clinical thermometer. It is this kind of thermometer which has a bulb here, and mercury is there. There is a kink over here, a small constriction, okay, and then there are numbers written over here. The normal human body temperature is 37 degree. If your body shows the temperature more than this, that means you have fever. Okay, so this is a clinical thermometer. The doctors also use digital thermometer where the reading is directly shown, and then there are gun thermometers are there, which where we do not have to touch, we don't have to touch the person with the thermometer, but from far away thermometer can detect the body temperature. A clinical thermometer consists of a long, narrow, uniform glass tube, and it has a bulb at the end. See, it is written here. You just have to remember what is the range of this thermometer. and the range of the thermometer is from 35 degrees Celsius to 42 degrees Celsius. Normally the doctors read the fever in degree Fahrenheit. Okay, degree Fahrenheit. In degree Fahrenheit it is 98.6 something. So like the doctors sometimes tell you, oh, you have 99 fever or 100 fever. So that is in degree Fahrenheit. Precautions to be observed while using a clinical thermometer. What you should be doing if you use this thermometer? See, read the thermometer keeping the level of mercury line of the side along the line of sight. Then the thermometer should be washed before and after use with an antiseptic solution. Okay, ensure that it is below 35 degree because it has the constriction, and it doesn't, the mercury, after measuring somebody's temperature, the mercury does not come down. So you have to bring it down by giving it some jerks. Okay, now let's see the next one. There is another thermometer. This thermometer is known as laboratory thermometer, and this thermometer is used in the laboratory to measure the temperature of some of the liquids. Okay, and its range is -10 to 110 degrees Celsius. See, it is written here. There is one more thermometer which is known as maximum and minimum thermometer, and it measures the maximum and minimum temperatures. Now see, this is lab thermometer. See, this is a digital thermometer given to you. This is also used for the measuring the body temperature. Here, see, this clinical thermometer, it has a kink here. This kink is known kind of constriction so that mercury will not fall down after measuring someone's temperature. Now let's see transfer of heat. So in different things, the transfer of heat happens by three ways. One is conduction, second is convection, and the third one is radiation. So see, we are going to see conduction in steel or metals. Right here, see, an experiment has been given to you. On this rod or a metal strip, there are wax. There is wax here, here, here. Okay, wax pieces have been stuck here, here. They put here wax. And then there is a candle which has been lighted here at the end of the metal strip. Slowly the metal strip is getting heated and this wax melts and comes down. Right? So this kind of heat transfer is called conduction. Conduction. Normally, think that you are standing in front of a gas stove and you are stirring a ladle, stirring a spoon in dal or in tea, and slowly, or if you leave the spoon inside the pan, it will get heated after some time. So this kind of transfer of heat is known as conduction, where the heat is slowly moving from molecule, heat is passing from molecule to molecule, okay, in the material. Now let's see, there is definition of conductors and insulator. Conductors means the materials or substances that allow the heat or electricity to pass through. For example, aluminium, iron, copper, all these materials allow the heat and electricity to pass through them. Even human body is a conductor of heat and electricity. And what are insulators? Insulators are the materials or substances which do not allow the heat or electricity to pass through them. For example, here we are talking about heat, so plastic and wood, even rubber. Rubber will not allow heat to pass through it. Now see, let us think of convection. Now see, with convection, have you ever thought that why do we put our ACs in the on the top of the wall in our room. Why do we put the heaters down at the bottom or maybe in the middle of the room? See, the reason because when the air gets heated, when the air gets hot, it moves up. It becomes so light in weight and start moving up. But when the when the air becomes cold, it sits down, it settles down. So this is the reason the ACs are fitted on the top of the wall. Okay, in your room, the ACs are fitted on near the ceiling or near the uh, high above the ground. The reason because the air that comes out from AC, cool air, is heavy in weight and it settles down. While heater, we never place heater up high. We always place heater at a lower level. The reason because hot air are very light in weight and they go up. Now we can see convection current here in this vessel, in this round bottom flask. There is a round bottom flask taken here and a Bunsen burner. You can see this wire tripod, you can see. Okay, let's read what is this. See, a round bottom flask is taken, then it is filled with water. Place a crystal of potassium permanganate at the bottom of the flask gently using a straw, right? So there is a piece of potassium permanganate and then the heat is given. Now you can see slowly the potassium permanganate is melting. You see the color, purple color of potassium permanganate here in the water. So this kind of heat transfer is called convection current. Okay, convection currents we can see in the sea as well. Sea breeze and land breeze, in the form of sea breeze and land breeze. Let me explain you this. This is an important question from this chapter. It could be asked in the exam. Explain sea breeze and land breeze. So what happens during the daytime near the seashore? This is actually happens in the areas where there are sea or oceans. So see here, the water starts getting hotter during the day, but the land becomes hot very fast, faster than the water. So the air on the land start moving up. When the air on the land start moving up, what happens? The air from the sea starts blowing from here to here, from the sea towards the shore. So this is known as sea breeze, which happens during the day. Yep. So here the warm air from the land moves towards the sea. To complete the cycle, this is known as sea breeze. To receive the cooler sea breeze, the windows of the house in coastal areas are made to face the sea at night. Exactly at night it is exactly reversed. Now what happens night time? When night comes, the land gets cooler very fast. The land cool down so fast, but the water in the sea is still warm. So what happens? On the sea, the air starts moving upwards, and then the breeze from the air from the land moves toward the sea. So this is known as land breeze. See, at night the water cools down more slowly than the land, so the cool air from the land moves towards the sea. So this is known as sea breeze and land breeze. Now the last energy transfer, that is radiation. From the sun, the heat comes to us by another process known as radiation. Now radiation does not require a medium to pass through. See, high above there is an area in the sky where there is no medium present. There is no air, there is no water. Okay, and without the medium also the light energy pass. So the sun's radiation, sun's light, sun's rays, they pass through even where there is no medium. Okay, and it falls on the earth. So radiation requires no medium to pass through, and it falls on the earth. All hot bodies radiate heat, and when this heat falls on the on some object, a part of this it is reflected, a part of it is absorbed, and a part may be transmitted. So this happens everywhere. Okay, now see, let's talk about the color. Which color will reflect more of heat and which one reflect less heat? So you know that during summer we always wear white clothes. Why? Because white reflects the heat and it makes us feel cooler. While black clothes absorb the heat and it will make you feel hot. Now, we often use electricity and fuels like coal and wood to keep our houses cool and warm. Okay. See, there are there is reasons as well. Here, the dark color absorb more heat, light color absorb less heat. Okay. I could also remember some of the other reason that the tankers that actually transports the petrol and oil and that kind of thing. They are their tankers. They are kept silver in color from outside. Why? So that they reflect the sunlight that falls on them. And this thing, petrol, diesel, and oil. They are inflammable substances. So even if a small flame, if they gets from somewhere, they explode and start burning. So that is the reason they are covered in a silver color tank, so that they are kept in silver color tank so that they don't become so hot, because the silver or white is it is reflecting the heat. So I think that's the end of this chapter. The hotness of an object is determined by its temperature. Temperature of boiling water cannot be measured by clinical thermometer, that will write it is measured in degrees Celsius. No medium is required for the process of radiation. Then here, cold steel spoon dipped in hot milk, heat transferred to the end of the processes. A conduction, here clothes of dash color, you can write bright color or white colors, bright colors. Okay, no, black colors, clothes of black color absorb more heat better than light color. Match the pair is very easy. Land breeze blow during night, we saw sea breeze during the day. Dark color clothes are perfect during winter, and light colors for summer. Okay, all these answers are very easy. Just check them out. Okay, if you like this, then please like, share and subscribe this video. We'll see you in the next video.